Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are not new here, hey guys, nice to see you again. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And for those of you that are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Sonia, and even though I am suffering a little bit from the inflation everywhere and the increase in prices everywhere, I still review luxury and high-end beauty because that is what I love. So today I have a beautiful Charlotte Tilbury haul for you guys. I did this order like in 2 orders, but unfortunately my Beautifying face palette, which I have over here, that one didn't arrive on the day that I wanted to. It got delayed, and at some point I just had to pick it up at a UPS point. I'm a little bit fed up by it, but I'm not going to go into that in this video because I don't want to bore you guys. But I did pick up the Beautifying face palette. I picked up 2 of these beautiful, what are these? Hypnotizing pop shots, the holiday collection shadows for 2022. Rumor has it she's not going to launch a 12-pan palette, but she's only going to launch these. I don't believe it. I feel like there's more coming from the brand, but at the same time, you know, who knows. And I also picked up this Pillow Talk eyeliner. Not many people picked that one up, and I have some thoughts. I already have everything on my face, so let's just get into the video. I've done a B-roll so I can show everything demoed on me. I'm excited, but let's just get into the video. So first off, I think I need to show you guys what I am wearing underneath all of the makeup. So I went in with the Hollywood Flawless filter in the shade 3.5. I then went in with my Light Wonder foundation, and I used the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer to conceal underneath my eyes. And on top of that, I used the new powder, the AIRBRUSH Flawless Powder, to set everything. And then finally, I went into the Beautifying face palette. Now I have the cardboard packaging in front of me. I do want to show you guys how beautiful this is. I also took a shot of the ingredient list for those of you that want to see it. This palette has 4 shades, 2 blushes, and 2 highlights. It has an 18-month shelf life. It's made in Italy, and I paid 75 euros for it. There is a deeper complexion one. This one is made for fair to medium complexions. I decided to only pick up this one for review because I am trying to look at my expenses a little bit, especially during the holiday collection. I can't just buy everything willy-nilly anymore. Prices are going up, like I said before, but I still wanted to review this. Now, last year I did buy the NUDEGASM palette, which is still to date one of my favorite palettes, and I love that this one came with bronzers, and there's these 2 highlighters. I always use this one as a blush, honestly, and I absolutely love this palette and the formulation of the palette. Most likely the quality was going to be the same, so I figure, you know, low risk, so let's just do it. Now, if you look at all the shades up close, you do see there is a difference in the blush tones. I feel like the bottom blush is much cooler in tone, whereas the top blush has that peachiness to it. Then of course you have the 2 highlighters. One is very champagne-y and the other one is sort of this pink toned one. Now I do have Romance Light right here, and supposedly the bottom one should be the same as Romance Light, but honestly I don't see it. I did do some comparison swatches and they do not look alike. Now for this demo I did decide to try on one blush on one cheek and the other blush on the other cheek, so you can see the difference in them. And first off, these swatched very beautiful. They felt really soft, and when I went into it with my brush, they picked up, you know, a very sheer amount. It's pretty hard to pick up a lot when it comes to this formulation, and I actually really like that. Something about the baked formula in here makes it very beginner friendly. You can never go overboard. Then on the other cheek, I decided to go in with this deeper blush. I was a little bit careful with this one because pink tones, they can overpower your face pretty fast, but again, this one was also very soft in swatching and very soft on the face. It wasn't too overpowering, and you had to really dig in your brush to get a little bit more pigment. Again, that's something that I like because you don't want to go in with a lot of pigment right away and then have to blend out like a crazy person. You can never go in with a heavy hand when it comes to these blushes, and both of them look incredibly stunning. I did try to build them up so that you can see the difference. One, of course, is more pink, and out of the 2 of them, I feel like I'm gonna get more use out of this top one. Quality wise, they are an impeccable quality, and I expected no less from Charlotte Tilbury. Then I went into the highlighters. Now honestly, when it comes to highlighters, I've been a little less into highlighters this year, and if I'm gonna go into highlighters, I'm going in with a liquid or a cream highlighter and not necessarily a powder, but I still wanted to test out the beautiful formulation. And honestly, these highlighters, they really took my breath away. Upon swatching, I thought they were going to be a little bit too reflective, but then blended out, they looked so, I don't know, effortless on the face. I feel like they embody that Charlotte Tilbury glowy skin feel. They're not too glittery, and they're not too overpowering. They don't give that beaming 2016 highlight vibe. I even put a little bit on the top of my nose, and I do feel like the darker highlight really complements the deeper blush tone. Together they look so stunning. I was very pleasantly surprised. And in terms of formulation, I don't think you can go wrong with this face palette. I know 75 euros sounds like a ton of money, and it is. Let's be honest, it is a ton of money. But I do want to defend the 75 euro price tag because these pans are quite large. You do get a lot of product in here. Knowing the formulation from the NUDEGASM palette, I really have been digging into this palette like crazy, and after a year these pans still, you know, look quite untouched. It just takes a really long time for you to pan any of this formulation, and in that sense, don't really look at the amount of net weight that's in this palette. So the amount of net weight is 4 times 3.8 grams, but I more look to how long this palette can last. And I feel like these palettes last you a long time, which I feel really plays a role in the 75 euro price tag, and why I would say these face palettes that come from Italy that are that baked formula, I would pick it up. Now my one kind of with this palette is, as beautiful as the outside packaging is, and as much as I love the formulation, they're 2 blushes and 2 highlighters. Now right now I'm not really into highlighters, and out of the 2 blushes I feel like one blush really speaks to me and the other one I'm probably not going to get a lot of use out of. So for me, this is a little bit of a palette that I might at some point forget about. To me, the NUDEGASM palette was a much easier palette to love because I do love a good bronzer. I use the peachy shade as a blush, and the highlight shade, you know, you can use or not. You know, there was just a little bit more versatility when it comes to this palette because I kind of got a whole face out of this one. I am missing a little bit. I'm one of those people. I'm missing the bronzer in here. I feel like instead of this pinky tone, use the bronzer instead. Also, if you see the deeper toned palette, it also has 2 lighter tones and then 2 deeper tones. In my opinion, I feel like the lighter tones of that palette should go down the bottom here, and then these 2 deeper tones should go in that palette. I feel like then the curation of these palettes would have been a little bit better, but that's maybe just my opinion, but that's how I would have done it. So after I applied the Beautifying face palette on my face, I did go in with my NUDEGASM palette to just bronze up my face a little bit and contour with this beautiful shade around my nose area to finish off the face. And then I went into eyes, which, you know, I'm very excited about. First off, I got 2 of the Hypnotising pop shots, and these are, you know, mini singles. I know some of you are not excited about these singles because you guys want to have a 12 pan palette, and supposedly that's not going to be the case this year. I truly don't think that Charlotte Tilbury is going to let us down. She's still going to release something. I really truly feel that way. I was a little bit surprised with these pop shots, but actually I'm someone, I love a great one and done. I am on the lookout for the best one and done. Like basically that's one of my life goals. I want to find my best one. So this really spoke to me, but the price tag, I think I paid about 30 euros for these. This has a net weight of 1.2 grams. What I also love about this, it has a 24-month shelf life, unlike, for example, her other single shadows, which are the Eyes to Mesmerize, and those have a 6-month shelf life. So 24 months sounds really great to me. These, of course, are also made in Italy, and I decided to pick up 2 shades. I have them on my eyes right now. I originally knew I wanted to get rose gold. I've been really into the wearable tones, but I was very tempted to get that blue and that green shade because they look absolutely stunning. But I have Midnight by Victoria Beckham Beauty. I even have the Super Blue palette from Charlotte Tilbury, and you know what? I never dig into my blues anymore. I also have this really beautiful green duo by Auric, and I also do not really use that palette or that shadow either. So I decided, again, Sonia, you need to calm down and actually buy makeup that you think you're gonna use anyway. So of course I got the Rose Gold shade, which is honestly, upon first glance, I was like, I don't see it. I don't see rose gold. I saw a little bit of taupiness, maybe a little bit of a pink shift, a little bit of gold shift, but on the eyes, it looks a little bit more rose gold. Then later on, she said she was gonna release more of them on the website. You actually saw more of these, and I decided to get this beautiful number. This, I believe, is called Diamond Eyes. Guys, this shade kind of stole the show for me. This is definitely a shade you pick up with your finger, but also be careful because you can dig in way too much with your finger. They are very soft and very buttery. Rose Gold, on the other hand, again, soft and buttery, but gives a very different finish, a different approach. It is still glittery, but I feel like this is comparable to one of her prime shades in the little palettes. It's not as metallic, not as vibrant, and not as glittery. It doesn't mean that it's bad compared to the Diamond Eyes one. It definitely just means that these two have different finishes and they are made for a different customer. I think if you're someone maybe with an, I guess, more mature eyelid, you might not want to have the insane glitters anymore. You want to go for more satins, metallics, and maybe less sparkle. I definitely feel like this Rose Gold shade is actually the one for you. Color wise, they are enough different in my opinion to get both if you were interested in both. I have everything linked down below. I made sure to use affiliates for, you know, the countries that watch me the most. And honestly, in terms of just tones, I do feel Rose Gold suits me a lot better, and I feel like this is more of a party. The Diamond Eyes is definitely a party on the eyes. So I'm definitely happy to have both. Now, do not get me wrong, guys. I do feel like these are expensive for what they are. I do really think that I'm the customer for this. I know I'm gonna get some use out of them, and they do have a really pretty packaging. So if you're into packaging, I personally really like it. It would have been amazing if these were, I don't know, refills. Like, I kind of wish that this Charlotte Tilbury logo that's on the bottom here was gone. The pan was a little bit bigger, and then this was like a refill where you can maybe use a different shadows in. That would have been really great, but you know, just food for thought anyway. Then last but not least, I got the Pillow Talk Crystal Eyeliner. I believe I paid 32 euros for this product. Now, this product is definitely a product that I got for a review and review alone. I don't know if I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this product, but I was intrigued. Now, I feel like this has some duochrome shift in it. I have seen this before, for example, in her Eyes to Mesmerize shade and Sunlit Glow, and in her last year holiday palette Celestial Pearl. Both of those also have that kind of duochrome shift to it, where it shifts from pink to gold. And I do see that in this one as well, especially when you rotate the tip. You can definitely see kind of that shift happening, a little less on camera, but in real life, you definitely see it. Now, back in the day, I used to wear these type of eyeliners all the time, and the way that I used to do it is kind of how I did it today, where I would layer both my black liner and a colorful liner. I still make it very wearable, but it kind of created that impact on my eyes where there's a double liner action, and that's what I was trying to do here. In the demo, I do show you guys what it looks like on the eyes as an eyeliner alone. Now, to me, this is basically an eyeshadow shade, so I do feel like it's a little bit difficult in terms of seeing it on my lashes how it looks. Maybe if you do a very naked eye and then use this one, maybe with some black mascara, it might look really nice. I did struggle a little bit in terms of formula. It's not my favorite formula, nor is it my favorite applicator. I personally don't really like these type of applicators for a liquid liner. I personally really like brush applicators for liquid liners, and after doing one swipe, when I got halfway my eye point, I kind of had to dip in again to get opacity to do the other, half of my eye. I hate that. I want to be able to coat my entire eyelid in one swipe, if you know what I mean. So I want to do everything in one line. That way you can make sure your lines are crisp. And here I definitely feel they were a little bit patchy on both sides. It does dry really quickly, so I did really like that, especially when you're doing a double liner, because when I went into the black, you know, it was already dry, so I didn't have to combat with a liquid liner. On the other hand, I didn't really like how the eyeliner that I usually use layered on top of this one, they were just not compatible in terms of formulation. I felt like this made my eye like a slipping slide for my other liquid liner, making this eye look so much more difficult than it was supposed to be. In the end, I do feel like the look came together, I guess, the way that I wanted to, and I'm gonna try to do this again without any type of shadow on my eyes, just a naked eye and then this liner, and then also trying to again do the double liner effect. I feel like I need to play with this a little bit, but I just didn't feel like this was beginner friendly proof at all. I actually felt like it was kind of hard to use. What I wish she would have done for a Pillow Talk Crystal Dimensions eyeliner was to get this color that she has in her mascara formulation, this kind of Pillow Talk red. I wish she made this eyeliner that color instead. I feel like that was going to be way more cohesive with the entire line, and I also feel like that would have been more flattering as an eyeliner color. Again, there is a use for it. It's probably the one thing that I probably won't recommend to you guys. It was a difficult formula to work with. It's a difficult color to work with. And if you want to use that color, just go into Sunlit Glow. It has the same type of duochrome effect. And if you don't like the Eyes to Mesmerize, then try to get the Celestial Pearl palette, because an exact shade like that is in that palette, and maybe you can even get it on a sale because it is a year old already. So that's my opinion on that. To finish up the face, I did use some mascara. I have both of the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes and of course the Pillow Talk mascara that I just talked about. I put the Pillow Talk mascara on the bottom lashes and the Legendary Lashes on the top. I finished up my makeup with Rare Beauty's Bold lined around my lips, and then I went into the Superstar lips in the shade Pillow Talk on the lips, and all together it is a nice look. I do really like how everything came together, and what I would recommend from this entire line, honestly, the Beautifying Face palette. I think this one is worth the money, looks great in terms of packaging. It's also very anxiety proof friendly. So for those of you that like makeup that kind of is stored together neatly and nicely, it's the same size of all of the Charlotte Tilbury face palettes, and I do really like that. And again, the formulation is very long lasting. It takes you forever to pan some of these baked gelée formulas. So in terms of money, price, and everything, I do really like it, and I would recommend you buying it. I also would recommend these Hypnotizing Pop Shots if you do see a color that you really like. The formulation, again, very beautiful, very buttery. Go in with a light hand or a light finger. Don't just push in like I did, because I definitely picked up way too much. They are very cute. They are very expensive, so I do feel like maybe the price makes it difficult for me to recommend, but formulation wise, I did think that they look incredibly nice on the eyes. And if you are looking for a less shimmery shadow, then I definitely would say go with Rose Gold. But if you're looking for that extra pizzazz, maybe a nice shade for the holiday season, Diamond Eyes, ugh, yeah, it is just really stunning. Then of course the one I wouldn't recommend is the Crystal Dimensions eyeliner. It's just not my favorite, guys. I feel like the formulation was way too difficult to work with. The color is very dupable in her line, and I have no idea if I'll ever use this again after this video. It's unfortunate because it is a little expensive, but definitely fun to review. I do like that Charlotte Tilbury puts herself out there with these type of things. I don't feel like they're cash grabs. What I think that she's doing is that she is trying out new formulas, testing them out, seeing how we receive them, and maybe expanding upon them. So that was my Charlotte Tilbury haul. This is my Charlotte Tilbury face. What do you guys think of the final look and the products? Have you guys picked up anything already? Of course, I do have everything listed down below that I used today, and all of the links below are going to be affiliate links. So if you want to support my channel, you did see something that you like, then maybe use one of my affiliate links. I do earn a little bit of commission when you use one of my affiliate links, and everything that I earn from my channel I do really put back into my channel, so it's not like the money is going to go to waste. Any type of commission really helps. I did notice that some of you guys did buy the Beautifying face palette and the pop shots from my links, so whoever you guys were, thank you guys so much. It helps me out so much when you do that. And I also noticed you guys really like Charlotte Tilbury reviews. I do try to, you know, pay for expedited shipping and get the videos out as soon as possible. Unfortunately, this time around it just didn't happen, so I do apologize for some of you that were waiting for a review. And this is the best that I could do, and I hope you guys are understanding in that sense, in that regard. I know you guys are. You guys are awesome. Anyway, guys, if you guys are new here and you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do so. Like this video if you liked anything about this video. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated in the community tab section from my channel, and of course on Instagram. I know some of you guys have already been following me on Instagram, Sonia__Butler. Anyway, guys, I don't want to ramble on. I'm gonna end the video here. Guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.